Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are playing in the Super Hellcat on Karelia. Now, what makes this tank stand out over the Hellcat? Not much really. This is the premium reward variant that they gave out at the end of 2019. It feels almost identical. It does feel like it's got a faster turret rotation, but not much more than that. The accuracy still feels fairly similar. I could be wrong on this. I'm not actually looking at the statistics while I'm saying all this, but it does feel very similar in terms of how it handles. It's still got the open roof like the standard Hellcat. And there we can see the turret does move fairly quickly, unfortunately missing the AMX 12-ton there. Fire, and we bounce off his gun. Makes sense. So the accuracy, very, very similar as well to the Hellcat. It has great mobility, but I would never use it as a frontline tank. Its track traverse speed isn't the best. It's a long, long way from the best. And yeah, what else can I say about it? Use it for sniping. As a sniping tank, the accuracy, although not at the levels of the Swedish TDs, it's still a long way from bad in terms of accuracy. It's not a derp gun. Dropping short on the Jagdpanzer IV. And now he's backed out of our view range, but we still managed to put the shell in. Just because you can't see them, doesn't mean you can't hit them. So now, unfortunately, the AMX 12-ton does take out the GW Panther. We get spotted out here. We do not have Sixth Sense in this tank. So we're just going to huddle up next to where the GW died and hope that an artillery does not drop a shell into the open top of this tank and take us out of the game. That would be very unfortunate to get one shot. And nice easy finish on the AMX 12-ton. So the mobility on this tank does feel very good, minus the track traverse. I'm getting blind fired here, so I'm obviously going to be spotted. I'm pinging to the north, telling my team that there's people there. Hopefully someone will listen soon. It doesn't seem like this light tank wants any part of it though. They're not poking up. So we're just going to try and sit in this bush. And we're just going to keep telling our team, someone's trying to blind fire us. We're going to put one shot into the Comet. We are going to back down away from this hill so that the Comet cannot hit us. The Steyr Waffenträger decides to try and shoot us, somehow bouncing. Thankfully, we decided to go into reverse there, and the Jagdpanzer IV manages to hit us as well. Had we kept going forward where that artillery hit, there is a great chance that we would not have survived it, because it's an open top tank. That's what happens in these kinds of tanks, where the armors are either A, really thin for the shells to penetrate from an artillery shell, or B, there is no armor in the case of open top tanks. So I'm just telling the WZ, please do something. He's sitting on the low ground, not spotting anything, not firing. Just gonna ping him, tell him the way that I want him to go. Hopefully he can go and spot something out. There we go. Now he's moving. About time. The WZ sitting on the low ground that entire time is not helpful in the slightest. So here we can see him. He decided to ram the Steyr. Unfortunately, there is a rock in the way of that shot that we just took, so we could not hit. But Jagdpanzer IV out in the open is on the end of that rock now, coming close to us, and he's just going to sit there, put the second shell in, take him out of the battle. The Steyr gets taken out by the normal Hellcat on our team, and now we're just going to push into the Comet, the last tank on the enemy team, alongside our Su-122-44. Now, the Comet seems to be trying to get around the backside of him. He gets around the backside. We're going to try and put a shot in. Hitting the track. I would have liked that damage, but Comet ends up the same way. So let's take a look at the endgame stats now. See how this tank actually performs against everyone else on our team. And there we have it. Only getting the 3rd class medal in the Super Hellcat. Unfortunately, we did miss a bunch of shots, which would have brought our damage total up even higher than it ended up being. But still getting nearly 1,300 damage, 1,278. Only 2 kills. Unfortunately, we didn't get the kill on the Comet at the end. We did get the assistance from tracking him, but the kill probably would have been nicer with the damage on top of that. We ended up 3rd on damage overall, behind the J Panther and behind the Cromwell B. Both played fairly well. Cromwell B, being bottom tier there as well, really did punch above his weight. In terms of experience, we weren't spotting for ourselves, minus the Comet and 1 shot into the AMX 12-ton. So we didn't end up very high on that list either. 5th in terms of experience. Moving on, 12 shots fired, 8 shots hit, 6 shots penetrated. Would have been nice to have 12-12-12 or even 12-8-8. The accuracy on this tank isn't terrible, but it's not the best. It's at 0.34. A lot of the time I wasn't fully aiming when I was shooting, and then a couple of shots at the end there that even were fully aimed were still missing because they were at such a long distance. Base experience of 566 with premium, that got brought up to 849 on top of the ×2, and for completing the mission we ended up gaining 3,566 experience and making a nice profit, nothing too crazy for credits, 38,788. If you like this video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all again tomorrow in the next video.